guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. And as you can see, we're not in the kitchen. We are actually in my bedroom, and I'm bringing you along for another furniture restoration. This vanity has been with me for about 23 years, and 20 years ago, I painted it with a semi-glossy enamel paint, and now it needs a little facelift. So I'm going to go ahead and do a distressed look. And if you see over there, you can see some of my bedding that that is a dusty teal color, and so the colors in the room are dusty teal and white and some browns. I'm going to do this darker teal and distress and antique it, and put this vanity that was built in 1920. There's a stamp on the inside of one of the drawers. I emptied out all the drawers. Not sure which one has the stamp, but I'm going to change out the hardware on the drawers. The frame on the middle part of this mirror is broken, so we're going to go ahead and fix that, and it will no longer have to be held together by a hair clip. And then I'm going to also change how this looks when it's finished, and so you're going to get to come along for the whole process. And if you like these kind of videos, I certainly hope that you'll give me a thumbs up, share it on your Facebook or social media, and stay with me for the end result. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to take this apart and take it into the family room. The mirror actually comes off of this, and bring it into the family room and do the whole thing. I don't want to do the wheels though. The wheels on this are actually made of wood, and at some point I'll give you a close-up shot of that. It's very cool. I think one of them is missing the wheel, but other than that, this is in absolute excellent condition. When I first got this though, it was the wood grain. It wasn't a very pretty wood, so I don't know that they had access to beautiful woods back in the 20s, but they certainly did an excellent job of making this, because it's traveled all over with me, and I use it every single day. I'll also be recovering this stool. It needs help. I'm going to recover and repad the top of that, and then we're going to move on to new curtains for the slider. And I think I'm going to paint my room. So if you guys want to see all that, let me know in the About section. There's a comment section below, and don't forget to check the links that are in the About section, because I'll have links to the paint that I'll be using is Amy Howard's chalk paint and her waxes for this. So you'll definitely want to use her paint. You do not have to wax it if you do not want to. But I'm going to, because I like that sheen that it gives, and it adds a little more protection, but it's going to be beautiful. So I can't wait. Okay guys, I'll meet you in the family room, change my clothes, and get ready for another restoration. Okay, so now we are ready to start chalk painting. I've cleaned this item with a degreaser. Use a little simple green, and then go back over it with water just to get any excess simple green off. And I fixed the top of the vanity. I glued it with liquid nails, so that should hold. If it doesn't, then we'll go to plan B, but I think it's going to hold just fine. And so the whole top of the vanity comes off. Any repairs that you need to make to a piece, do that before you start painting. Now again, I'm using Amy Howard's chalk paint, and this color, I already tested it on a couple picture frames in my bedroom, and it came out very pretty. So we're going to go ahead and use this color. And I will tell you, with these plastic containers, I have 3 that the lids got stuck. So you want to make sure you wipe your threads down really good, and then I add Vaseline or transfer your paint right into a jelly jar or a mason jar. That way you know that you're going to be able to get the lid back off, because it was kind of a nightmare to get the lid off. So can't be any easier. And now I've taken the hardware off the drawers, and I already know what kind of look I want for these drawers. So you're going to go ahead and load your brush up pretty good, and this is a chalk painting brush, and it just makes the process go so much faster. And You could, if you knew you were going to use a different kind of hardware, you can putty your holes. You know, let's say you were doing one that has 2 holes, you could putty that and be okay, but I'm not going to do that. And so that's really all there is to it. Now I am going to, because I want the sides of these drawers to look nice when I pull my drawers out. And I know some of you will say, oh, that's a waste of paint, but I really, it's always bugged me that these were not painted before. So I'm going to paint them. And then that way when I pull out my drawer, it is ready to go. I don't have to wax them though. And it'll actually be a little bit different color. So anyway, if you guys are doing any of these restoration projects yourself, share with us what you're doing in the comment section. I love reading what you're doing or what you maybe are getting inspired to do because you've been watching these kind of videos. Because I watched, or I read a comment the other day of somebody's project that they were starting, and I thought, oh, how nice. And it really made me feel good that they went ahead and took that leap of faith and said, I'm going to try it. What else could happen? Can't go wrong, right? Can't hurt it. That's chalk paint's so forgiving. And I know some people would rather stain the furniture, but trust me when I tell you, the wood on this Vanity was not a pretty wood. Doesn't have very much grain to it, and it just wasn't my, it didn't inspire me to go ahead and stain it at all or refinish it. So there's my drawer. And this takes, honestly, it's going to take a couple coats. Now I've cleaned the inside of these drawers out, but I'm going to line them with new contact paper because I took the old contact paper out. So we're going to go ahead and set this drawer right back here. Move on to the next one. And look, I got paint on the top, and that's the beauty of this. It doesn't matter. I'm going to paint it anyway. So there you go. Let me get the first coat of paint on the whole thing, or on the base of this. So I've got my first coat on the whole vanity bottom and 2 coats on the drawer fronts, and I've got just a little bit left in this jar, and then I'm going to let it dry, and I'm off to Ace Hardware to go get my quart of this paint. And like I said, I got the little container because I wasn't sure if I was going to like this color or not, and I wanted to make sure, because if I didn't, then I could custom mix something and use this for something else. But I love this color. It's a very shabby chic. So now we're putting the second coat on, and I went and got a quart size of this because I know I'm going to use this on other projects. This is a very popular color right now, and I know that I can flip some pieces of furniture doing this color on them because it's so popular, and it is such a pretty color. It's very calming, cool color. And so it's great for a bedroom or any room you want to add a little calm, subtle color to. And you can see, or hopefully you can see up close here, the brush strokes and how thin it is. And that's because of the semi-gloss enamel. So, and I've got a different brush because my other brush is still wet from washing it out. So I'm just rotating the brushes. And what's going to be nice about when I go to distress this piece, some of that off-white is going to show through. So it's going to be like the high chair that I did, and you can look at the iCard above. I can't remember which side it is, but I'll leave a link to some furniture restoration videos. And I did a high chair that doesn't have a tray. It's a wooden high chair that my kids grew up with. And I did 2 coats of chalk paint. So I got 3 layers of color between the natural wood and the 2 different colors of chalk paint. Well, I've already got that accomplished on this piece. So, and I love the way that looks. It's very dimensional when you distress it. You're like, oh, there's some colors under there. Okay. So, let's see. Go ahead and get the top of this done. And the drawers are done. I'm excited. I went to pick out contact paper for the inside, and I had a hard time. I'm having a hard time choosing what I want, because I want it to be, I don't know. I want you to open it just like you open a cute purse and go, oh, look at the lining. That's how I want my vanity. I really want it to be something special. So anyway, that's what I'm doing, getting the second coat on here. So I've got my second coat all done, and it's dry, and now I'm ready to start distressing this piece. And so I want the edges all to have some wear, kind of like they did where I naturally wore from me using it. And then see, it gets down to the white that's underneath, which is really gonna go in my bedroom perfectly because of the white that I've got going on in there. Super excited. Now I can take this down to bare wood, and in some spots I might, but oh, I gotta bring it over for this, because it really looks cool. It's exactly what I wanted. So it's really, you don't have to get too heavy-handed with it. Just, you know, and really pick and choose how much distressing you want it. I mean, I did that one red table, sofa table, and I heavily distressed that, and I absolutely love it, and everybody that's seen it loves it. So see how it's getting through to the paint that's underneath, the lighter paint, and there's a little bit of wood in some spots. I don't want too much of that going on. I really just wanted to distress and still keep the white underneath. And when I antique this, and I'm going to start with a light antique wax. I don't know that I want to do it super dark. So guys, we're back with our piece, and I've finished distressing it. I have to tell you that I love it more than I thought I was going to love it, like way more. I'm so excited. You want to, after you're done sanding, go ahead and wipe your piece down and do a final inspection and make sure that you've got distressed look where you want it. And this is a kind of a medium to heavy distressing on this piece, but it's almost 100 years old, and so I really want that age factor and be able to enjoy it for the next 20 years. And so I'm going to go ahead with my clear wax first, and we'll start here on the edges. And you just, less is more in this instance. You're going to see the piece darken up a little bit. You don't need a lot of wax on here. And this wax is a little different than some other waxes in the fact that you do want to let it sit for about 20 minutes before you start buffing on it. But it deepens the color, so as you're going along, you can kind of see where you're at. And this is a little waxing brush. It makes it really easy. I like putting it on with the cloth as well. So it's really up to you what you want to use. You don't have to buy a waxing brush, but you do want to get it on evenly. Okay, now once we've got it, you're going to kind of feel your piece and go ahead, compare the chalk finish. It feels very chalky and dry. Now this over here really has almost a cool tact feeling to it, and it will get even more of a tact feeling as it sets for the next 20 minutes. Then it's ready to buff. Now I've already done a drawer for you and buffed it, so I'm going to bring this up so you can see the sheen that it gives it. It gives it an old world kind of a sheen. I hope this picks it up without being chalky. And then you know, it's just almost like it's part of the piece. Whereas if you use latex or anything like that, it ends up looking like plastic to me. And then I'll show you a drawer that has not yet been waxed to compare. Oh, actually, that has been waxed. It hasn't been buffed yet. It's been waxed, but it has not been buffed. So, and I can tell, as soon as I touched it, I could tell because it has that tacky feeling, not chalky. So, note though, if you want the chalky look, go ahead and leave it that way. That's the beauty of Amy Howard's paint. You don't have to do the waxing. It seals the wood perfectly, or whatever surface. So we're gonna go ahead and, I don't wanna do it right there, and I'm going to. And I like these towels with a little bit of roughness to them, and you're gonna go ahead and just get after the buffing. And you'll feel it go from grabby, where it's tacky, to smooth. And it changes the whole feel. And you just get that satin finish. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I just love this. And I'm off today to go buy my hardware for my drawers, because as soon as this is done, I want to put it back in my room. I miss my vanity. And I could probably resell this vanity for a lot of money, but I don't think I can part with it. I'm going to try to look for another one that I can actually do to sell in this color, because I think this is a beautiful piece, and I don't know very many women that wouldn't love having one of these in their bedroom or their makeup room, whatever it might be. All right. And then I'm kind of thinking what I'm going to do with the inside of the drawers. I was just going to put contact paper down, but I think I've changed my mind. I think that I'm going to do the drawers. I get that. Oh, look what a cute inside of this purse look. I'm going to go ahead and paint them, and it'll protect it even more. So, but we're going to chalk paint it with a different color. All right, guys. I think that's all I have to show you right now, and then we'll get to buffing this. And ooh, and distressing. You want to make sure that there's no bits of wax on the cracks or anything on your piece. And this needs to go a little bit longer, but it's actually buffing quite nicely. And that's the hardest part of this, is buffing it, but it's also the best part, because when it starts to shine and get that beautiful European finish on it, like an antique piece of furniture, it's priceless. I love it. Okay, so if you have any questions, be sure and leave them in the comment section. Don't forget, while you're down there, check out all the links that I've left for you. And get to chalk painting. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I did want to bring you in for a close-up roundabout here, so you could see what I've done with the piece, all the edges. It just is coming out so pretty, and it's such a pretty dusty turquoise color. So I really hope it picks up the true color, because it's gorgeous. And you can see the sheen that's on this with the light shining down on it. The other side here does not have that sheen yet, because it's still chalky. But that side, definitely a sheen. All right, guys. I can't wait. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, and then we've got to do the top. So the top part is over on my table, and I've got the mirrors all cleaned up and taped off, and I painted my hinges that you see. I painted those silver. They had old white paint on them, but I think the brush nickel, I should say, will be very complimentary to this. So that's what I did. All right, guys. Hey, guys. I'm not going to have the mic on, but I finished the vanity. So this is the back side of the doors, and I'm going to go ahead and spin you over here and let you see the vanity. It's so pretty, and I'll bring you along when we get it back together in the bedroom. So it's all waxed. I only used clear wax, and buffed that out really nicely, so it's got a nice sheen on it. Gives it like a European antique look, as you can see the sheen here, and it protects the surface. And I put down some of this drawer liner. I also, well, maybe you can see better over here. I also stenciled lettering on the inside of the drawer. So when I'm sitting and I open the drawer in the morning, this is what I get to see, some little inspirational words. And makes me happy. It gives the vanity a little more character, and I think that that would be a really cute selling point, because I really wanted the inside of the drawers to be just as pretty as the outside, which I did not do the last time I painted this vanity. So there you go. We are going to get this back together, and I will let you see it in its glory in the bedroom. Now, I do want to show you, I left the wooden wheels intact, and the one back there in the corner has the frame, but not the actual wheel. So, pretty cool. I really love this vanity. So, and I've missed it not being in the bedroom. So guys, here's the vanity all set back up, and I'm so excited. It now inspired me to go ahead and repaint my room. So I went and bought the paint. I'm gonna have to repaint the ceiling and everything. So if you guys want to see home improvement videos, leave me a thumbs up and share a comment to let me know in the about section below. And this was probably, I say this every time, but every time, this was one of the most rewarding projects I've done, and it just came out beautiful. From the drawer pulls to the distressing, and I even took some of my canning jars and chalk painted them white to hold my Q-tips, my makeup, little makeup pads, and my pint jar here for my makeup brushes, and a file. So get creative. I didn't need to buy anything fancy. I already had some of this stuff, and so I chalk painted it just like I did the dresser, kind of distressed it so the lettering would show through, and then waxed it. So super easy, super fun, and it adds something extra to the whole setup. And I've got all my stuff pretty much put back. And I have to say, this morning I got to put my makeup on here, and I really was inspired by the lettering inside the drawer, because all the words of inspiration were on there. So that's leading up to the next step. I put the vanity stool next to it, and that stool's probably 20, well, no, I guess it's only about 13 years old. And the base of it's metal. It's very heavy metal, but it needs a new seat cover. So I'm going to cover the new seat. I went and bought fabric, and I'm going to stencil the same lettering that's on the inside of these drawers in both white and this color on the fabric. It's a little bit lighter teal than this, and so that'll be in my next video. I'll show you how easy it is to transform something. The fabric cost me $3. I only used half of it though, so $1.50. And then I bought a can of paint, pearl white paint, to repaint the metal part, to bring out the white accents that are in the room and the off-white. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed doing this project. It was fun. I brought this old piece to a new level, and it's got a whole new life with us now. And you go ahead and look around and say, what can I change from, oh, it just looks horrible, to, oh my goodness, I love this piece. Because I bet you'll find something somewhere in the house. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you next time for another furniture restoration and or recipe, critter update. Who knows what I'll be doing next. But I am going to go make dinner. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.